sweet bobas and mature doll collectors, it's your girl Bubble Tea, and I am back with a great video that I've been waiting to do for quite some time. So a lot of people have been asking me, oh my gosh, how in the heck do you do these piercings on your dolls? So today I've decided to give you guys a tutorial on not only how to pierce your dolls with basic piercings, so that includes nose piercings, singular ear piercings, doubles, and cartilage piercings, but I'm also going to show you guys how to make basic earrings for your dolls that look very cute. They're mostly like starter earrings. They're not too complicated, and you don't need that many supplies to make them. So today, if you guys don't follow my channel or subscribed, y'all, what are you doing? Like, subscribe, okay, and like this video, and don't forget to comment below whether you like this content, what other tutorials you would like to see on my channel, and if you have any questions about what other dolls these methods can work on, because I believe it can work on all of our dolls, y'all. I mean, Barbie is just kind of like the base of it all, but all of our dolls pretty much have like similar anatomy, if you know what I mean. So this would definitely work for them. So I already have some core people here chilling out. I mean, I have Lafayette over here, who's actually here for another cartilage piercing. He already has one, but I'm gonna show you guys. I have little Soma here, who is getting her ears pierced for the first time. How freaking cute is that? Look at her, she's just like, she looks very cross-eyed. I don't know. I don't know why that is. We have Sade here. She loves her piercing, guys. So whew, I don't know how many piercings she's probably gonna wind up with after all of this is over, but she's only here for doubles because she already has a lot going on. We also have Gwen here, who's sort of my mini me. She's here for her first nose piercing, so I want her nose piercing to match mine, so we're gonna get that out of the way. And then we also have another person who, if you guys have watched my videos, you haven't seen him since my Juneteenth video, for real now. So he already has a little piercing in one of his ears, but I just want him here as a little example of how you can do it up for your men as well. You know what I mean? Let's pierce those men's ears. You feel me? So let's get into it, and let's take a look at the supplies you guys are gonna need for this craft. First thing you're gonna need is some jewelry hoops. I got these from Hobby Lobby. They were not expensive. I think this whole pack was probably $3. You are also going to need these jewelry rods. So I have two different options. I have these hooped ones, which are really great for creating like hooped dangly earrings, and then I have these singular ones that have stoppers, which are really great for studded earrings or pearls. And I also have a little example here of how you can recycle old earrings. So this is from an old earring, and with pliers you can just ply that out and use it for one of your dolls. You're going to need two different types of pliers. Actually, they don't even have to be different, but you're just gonna need two pliers in general for this craft. And then also I have here some little nail art deco. I think the nail art deco is the best option for this because they come very small, and you already know the Barbie's ears are very tiny, especially our kids. And then the most important, guys, you are going to need a sewing needle. I have here a needle I usually use for like embroidery, so it's a thicker needle, but you don't want it super thick because you don't want to tear completely through the rubber, if you know what I mean. Have some clear glue, but if you don't want to wait for that glue to dry, you can also use hot glue. And then, so the first person we're going to start with is Soma. Look at her, so cute. And we're going to start off by piercing her little baby ears here. So you want to see exactly where the thickest, I usually choose the thickest part of the ear at the base to go through. So this seems right about here a perfect place to go through. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your needle, you're gonna stick it directly into the head, like so. Now, as you can see, I basically chose a really good place, because if I went any too far like in, it would have just been on her head, which is weird. And if I went too back, that would have been a double. So this is a perfect place for that. And let that sit for a little bit just so that the hole can kind of like get adjusted, because this is rubber that hasn't been punctured, so you need it to, you know, spread out a bit. I usually wiggle it around like this for a little bit. Waiting over there with the rod in her head. We can prepare the earring for her first earrings. So what I did basically was I used one of my stopper earring rods and I cut it down with just basically some nail clippers, because they're small enough to really like get a precise cut, and I mean, this is thin enough for it to go through. So I just cut it down to a smaller size for her head. So with the smaller dolls, since they have smaller heads, you are gonna sort of need to cut it a little bit lower so that it isn't just like bumping into the other earring from the other side, if that makes sense. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to be dipping it in some hot glue, and then I'm going to be sticking my little decos on there. So I'm just gonna put one on top to give it a nice little shine, a little diamond effect for our dolls. So I have two different options for you guys. So on this hand, I have one that has the little stud on it, very cute, it has a shine to it. And then on this hand, if you guys don't have the studs, you can also just do a little dab of the hot glue, and it sort of looks very cool, and it has a little shine to it as well, so you can always use that as a substitute. So now that that's been sitting, let's take that out and quickly put the earring in. Ta-da! So here is our little stud on our little Kelly doll. Also guys, it's a little bit easier if you cut the actual earring on an angle. That way it can pierce right through the ear right when you take out the needle. Ta-da! There we go. One down. Now up next is Sade, and we're gonna do her doubles. So she already has her first pierce, but as you can see, she's wearing two earrings, y'all. And here is an example of how I use some of my earring hoops that I showed you guys earlier, and how you can create dangly earrings from those. So here's just a quick example of how I did a little simple earring with some beads on there, very cute. But she's wearing just a simple stud, which is literally just the earring stopper all the way through, period. How simple is that? So I just want to show you guys that first. And then on the other side, she has her single end, but she doesn't have her double pierced on this side. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. First thing you wanna do is take your needle, like I have so. Now where you want to puncture is very important. So here is basically where I want to puncture it for her second piercing, but you want to make sure that you are going straight through so that it comes out the back. Okay, no. What you want to do is you want to find where you want to pierce it, then you want to turn the earring straight into the head. So you see how I'm doing it more on an angle. That way it goes through the meatiest part and not thinnest part. So just a warning, it is a little hard to get the needle through since the needle is so thick, and we are going through the thickest part of her ear. Oh my gosh. So you just need a little bit of strength there, but as you can see, it is fully in her head currently, and I'm just sort of jiggling it around so it can get adjusted. So for now guys, you don't want the actual piercing to go out the back, because for what I have planned for her, she's just going to be wearing the same exact earring that she has in this ear, which just goes straight into the head, if you know what I mean. So you don't actually need to go through the back of the ear, and that's a little bit risky considering how small their ears are, if you know what I mean. So you don't want to completely tear the rubber and then there's no going back, because guys, these are permanent piercings if you didn't know already. So now that that has been sitting, we are going to quickly put in her hoop earring so we can see all together how she looks with her doubles. Now as you can see, Sade's earrings are fairly even, symmetrical on both sides, and they look very cute on her. And you can change the earrings in and out, put two studs in, two hoops in if you want. But quickly guys, I wanted to clear up why I am not puncturing the ear all the way through the back, like how our ears are actually pierced in real life. The reason why I'm not doing these for the singulars and the double piercings is because normally when you get other Barbie earrings, they just have a straight rod going through. So if you want your dolls to be more versatile and be able to wear other Barbie earrings from literally any time, if you know what I mean, then it's the best option just to go straight. Now, can you also go through the back? Yes, and I will be showing you guys that in my other piercing video. Like I told you guys before, I am going to do an extreme piercing video. So that is going to involve piercings that go straight through the back of the ear. So that you need to be way more precise for that, okay? So quickly, I'm going to be showing you guys our man here, okay? He has one of his ears pierced. He only has one. The other one is pierced. But I just used a similar method, okay? Just piercing the original ear, and then I just looped the earring towards the back so that it just looks like a tinier hoop in his ear. So for this, it would make a little more sense to go through the back of the ear, but like I already said, it's more convenient if you want your dolls to wear other earrings that the dolls already come with. So this is more convenient for him right now. So now guys, we're basically like on level 2, okay, of the doll piercing. So we're getting into a little more complicated piercing. So pay close attention. I really don't want you guys to permanently damage your dolls and be like ill because the piercings are very noticeable. So here we have Lafayette, and he has his cartilage pierced. And as you can see, it goes straight through the back. Now I'm going to be showing you guys this method for cartilage because let's be honest, it makes complete sense for the cartilage to go all through the back. It just looks better aesthetically if you see the doll from the back and even from the front, if you know what I mean. And you can even move the piercing up if you want it to be more up, or you can move it down. You see what I mean? So I'm going to be showing you guys that because he is actually going to get another cartilage pierced right below it. Okay, so let's get started. So before we get started, I want to show you guys the piercing I am going to be using, which is the little hoop. I chose silver because his other one is silver, but as you can see, you can pull this apart. So I'm actually just going to get my other pliers really quickly and show you guys how to pull that apart. There we go. Very simple. You don't actually even need to pull it too far out. I think for this one, I am going to pull it just a little bit more. There we go. Boom. Bam, scott, bam. Now that the piercing is ready, we need to pierce the actual ear. So as you can see, here is our top piercing. We want to do our next cartilage a little below that, but not... a little below that, but not too close inward, as you can see here, because then we're getting in the ear, which is what? So we want to stay this way, and we want to see projectile-y, okay, where it's going to come out in the back. So as you can see on this angle, this is a really good angle, if you can't tell. Oops. Here's a really good angle of how I'm going to go out this ear. I'm going out far enough so that there still is rubber in between the piercing, if you know what I mean. So you aren't creating literally just a slit in his ear. So I'm going to just put that through and you can see it come out. There we go. Boom. Look at that. And it's still thick enough there. Very nice. Very good piercing right there. And you do the same, jiggle it a little bit. Now that that's been sitting, we're gonna take this rod out and quickly put the hoop. So here's how the piercing looks when it's all the way through. As you can see, it's all the way through the back. I'm sorry guys that I haven't been getting me doing that on camera. If you do it in person, you will understand why. It's really hard for me to do that really fast on camera, but There we go. Boom. And what we're going to do right now is we are going to take our clippers, and I'm just going to cut this whole entire piercing down very small. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been using to cut down my piercings. And I've been using these baby clippers. And what we're just going to do is go over to the side and cut them down. Boom. You see, because it's a small piercing, it doesn't even need to be doing all of that, if you know what I mean. And we sort of want it the same thickness as our other piercing. Now I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to squeeze that in without losing the piercing. As you can see, it's like going in. Pull that out. Take this on both sides. Boom. Now you're probably wondering, okay, that looks a little weird because of the way it's you know, coming together like that. Now here is your solution, okay? All you have to do is twist the earring inward and bam. Do y'all not see that? That looks amazing, okay? Not trying to toot my own horn here, but like, yes, honey. And it looks great from the back. Okay, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all, you can do as many of these down as you want. And this is sort of what I was talking about, you know, going through the back of the ear. You can do that. The only reason why I'm doing it is because of what I said earlier. But for cartilage piercings, it is completely okay because you're not going to use the earrings that go straight back for the cartilage piercings, if you know what I mean, unless they are small enough to do so. But I mainly use the hoops for any of my cartilage piercings because they just look so fly. Okay, so take a look at Lafayette. He looks very good. Hopefully it's focusing. There we go. Bam. He has his two little cartilage piercings. So last but not least, guys, we have Gwen, and she is rocking some of our little DIY hot glue earrings. Very cute. And we're gonna do a nose piercing on her. So I want the piercing to be on her left side, just like mine. And guys, we're gonna have to be very precise with this one. So what we want to do is we want to do a hoop, and I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to create two different piercings in the same hole. I know what could possibly be going on here, but this is for a specific reason. So we're going to be doing this so that the doll can have a hoop earring in and also a stud. So we're going to be creating that for this doll. Now what we want to do for the hoop part, if you know what I mean, is we want to target where the actual earring will be when it comes out the top. So I'm just sort of taking a look at that. I think right there will be the most pleasing. Yep. Right there. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a tiny little hole. There we go. There's our tiny little hole to just show us where the piercing is going to come out of, okay? It's just a marker. So first thing you're actually gonna do, and I know this is a little weird, you know, we're not trying to give our dolls any lobotomies or anything like that, but we are literally going to shove this thing up the doll's nose. And please do not come up out this way. That would be horrible. We want to direct the needle literally like inwards, okay? So here we go. Bam. This needle is literally all the way up her nose. Whew, okay, it did not come out the top, thank goodness. Now here is a little bit more difficult part, okay? So what we want to do is we want to wait until this is nice and situated here. We want to jiggle that around a bit. I've had her with this thing in for a little bit, so it should be fine, I believe. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to our little marker there, and we're gonna make it intersect this one as well. So yeah, guys, multiple steps for this one. So I'm gonna take this out. Oh, there we go. And what we're gonna do is exactly what I just said, and we're going to puncture this so that it meets up with the other one. And you can sort of feel when it's meeting up, like I just felt it just now. Yep, and it's already meeting up with that one. And even if you wanted to, it can literally go out of this one. So let's do a test and see if we can go out of that one. Yep. As you can see, we can go out of this one. Now, why didn't I just do this from the very beginning? Well, guys, because it has to be more complicated for no reason. No, I did this because it makes it just a bit easier if you already have the nostril just completely cleared out for this one to even go through and come all the way out. Like, if you do it the other way around, great, but you'll have to go through a lot of little meat right there, and it's easier if you just do that step first and make a marker to begin with. So you see how that is in there. Very nice, very nice. Let's put that back in like so, and let's have that chill out for a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're going to prepare our ring. So for this one, I actually have a gold one that I'm going to be using. This is going to be the exact same procedure as what we did for the cartilage piercing. So we're gonna open this up and slide it directly into the ring, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So as you can see, the piercing is through, but all I need to do is bring the piercing together like I did for Lafayette and turn it inside the ear. Ooh. So here is the finished product. She looks really cute with the piercing in her nose. And another reason why, guys, I did that method as well is because if you ever wanted to take this piercing out, okay, and you wanted to just put a stud in, all you would do is go the opposite direction. Yes, you literally would just stick the earring up the nostril hole. Boom, there you go. So you can just have a little stud in the nose as well. Ta-da! So there you go, an earring that is literally going in her nose. Like, you can't get more realistic than that. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video, and please let me know in the comments what you guys think about the methods that I use to pierce my doll's ears, and some things you guys have questions about, if you do have any questions. And like I said, if you aren't already a part of the Sweet Boba family, please just hit the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe. So I hope you guys stay beautiful, stay collecting, and I will see you all next time. Bye.